Okay. Well, then we're going to just jump right into it. If you guys are cool with that.
Yeah, sounds good.
We were already off to a gold start, so we just had to start recording. But we've got the Waters here. It's PicklePod. Welcome, guys. It's great to have you two.
Thank you. We're excited. Annalie was so excited when I told her we were going to be on PicklePod.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Is that true?
It's true, yeah.
Why were you so excited? Have you heard about us before?
Yeah, I listen to you guys sometimes, so.
Oh, sometimes? That's good enough for us.
I prefer 100% of the time, so
Yeah.
maybe you could make some adjustments in your schedule. That'd be great.
What determines whether you listen or not?
If it pops up on my Instagram and I see who it is, I watch some of the AJ one and some of the his cousin Thomas Wilson. I watched some of those too.
Okay. Yeah, the Thomas Wilson one was fun. AJ was fine.
But I have a question. First order of business. I mean, you guys have your paddle tech stuff on, but last time we talked about sponsorships in Mesa. I thought that I had given you guys a Dink hat, and you were officially Dink sponsored players. So what happened? What happened there?
My dad took the hat.
Yeah,
he wears it all the time.
Yes, that's true.
He's sponsored.
We'll sponsor Mr. Waters. He's a good-looking guy.
Steven's officially sponsored by the Dink.
Yeah, he gets a lot of camera time too. So.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay.
Yeah, we've been told that it's more fun to watch him than us on the court. So you might prefer to sponsor him over us anyway.
This is actually some good content ideas for the Dink, Thomas. You can just film Steven on the sidelines the entire time while the match is going on and then throw that up on TikTok, see if it goes viral.
Yes.
I have some TikToks with my dad that I need to post too that are absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, you're a big TikToker. I kind of need some tips. All I do is put up highlights and.
Oh, I know how to. I know the number one tip, Thomas, is be younger. I tried TikTok and I don't get it. I don't know.
You're also supposed to smile like a crazy person. Have you ever seen that? You know, no. You're supposed to show teeth as much as possible. It's a very strange.
Doesn't agree with you, Thomas. I think your misconceptions of TikTok are glaring. Leigh, congratulations on double victory this past weekend.
Thank you. It was very exciting, and it was great to get our triple crown. Or the triple 3 in a row.
Yeah, we say we had a three-peat because 2020 there was no nationals, so 3 years in a row.
Yeah, as the reigning champions.
Exactly.
Smart. Yeah, I would take that. Leigh, is there, I know Annalie's your daughter, but is there part of you that's just like, I wish I had more gold medals this weekend than my daughter?
Only when the checks come and I'm like, wah, wah.
Yeah. But you're the legal guardian. Can't you put those in your own account at this point still?
I guess technically I could.
I have to keep track of her. You don't know.
Yeah. Annalie, I would definitely keep track of what's coming and going there for sure.
No, I honestly though, I feel like I play pickleball still because of Annalie and for Annalie, and so that we can have these experiences together. And once she's ready to kick me to the curb, then I'll probably be on the sidelines from that point on. Still involved in pickleball, but not competing.
Why don't you just find a young, better prodigy at that point to spite Annalie as she turns
she's gonna have another kid is what she's gonna do.
Oh, she's gonna do that? That's a good idea. Have one now, raise it.
Probably a boy and play some mixed doubles or something.
Uh-oh. Annalie, I think she's got you figured out, Mom.
Good idea. Yeah.
Annalie, I wanted to talk to you about I see, you see these young Olympians, especially on the women's side, like the 14-year-old swimmer, the 15-year-old swimmer that's still going to high school, that's a superstar. Do you feel that at your own school or in your own life? Is the school hyped on you? Do they know what you're doing? How deep does it go? Are you getting straight A's just because of who you are? What's going on?
Well, I'm homeschooled, so my school has done things where I write a little bit and they'll post it on the school and show that I'm a member of their school, their online school. They've done that before, but I don't really interact with classmates. So I don't get that aspect of it. But my soccer team, they know what I'm doing in pickleball, and some of them follow me. So I kind of get it there on my soccer team. But school-wise, I do have straight A's, and they do not go easy on me, though. I wish they did. I'm gonna start saying I'm a professional pickleball player. Give me some slack. Cut me some slack here.
I was a star swimmer in high school, but not like not like Olympic star, just like at the high school level. And I definitely got some slack. So I think you should earn some slack somewhere.
I just need to go to real school and then I'll have.
That's exactly
slack.
right. Instead of fake school, is that what you meant?
Sometimes I think her homeschooling is way harder than what's going on in public schools right now. So
I'm sure it is, like, because
yeah.
they give you the curriculum and they're like, you have to do this and this is what you have to learn. Whereas like I have two daughters that are 6 and 3, and it's just pretty much like, just, as long as you're not the worst person in the class, you're fine.
I am the class, so I have to do well.
Yeah, you can't be the worst. Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of the fact that you are in school still and you're pretty young, so I have to ask the question, because everywhere you go, it's like 14-year-old Phenom, 14-year-old Phenom. Does that get annoying where it's like they're always concerned with the number and not just the person?
And what are they going to say when you're 15?
It's every year around my birthday, I say to Mom, I'm not going to be loved anymore because I'm gaining 1 year to my age.
That's
but
true. She says
people don't even get my age right sometimes. Like I'll be walking around, oh, there's the 15-year-old Phenom or there's the 13-year-old Phenom. Like, no.
They yell that at you?
If you're going to yeah, they kind of do actually, like walking around like, you're the 14-year-old, aren't you? I'm like, I also have a name, but yes, I am 14, like that kind of thing. But I was actually playing a tournament once with one of my good friends when I was 12 or 11 or 12. I wasn't playing pro, but this guy came up to me and my partner, and they looked at my partner and they said, "You're so good for being 12." And she was like, "I'm 25." So that's just the kind of stuff that goes on. But yeah, at a lot of tournaments, they do like make sure that I know that I'm 14. Like every single tournament, I get reminded of my
And even
age.
like during the commentary, like if we go back and watch some of our matches or points, like if she hits a good shot, it's like, and the 14-year-old does it again, or look at the backhand by the 14-year-old. And so it is interesting, but like she's going to be young for so many more years that I don't really see that stopping. I mean, 15, 16, 17, 18. I mean, so I think it's going to be a while till they drop the numbers.
I just had this thought because I'm a thinker.
This is going to be brilliant.
It's going to be brilliant. Yeah, everybody set your expectations high. If you wanted to keep that mystique around you, you could legally change your name to the 14-year-old. So even as you turn 15, 16, 17 into your 20s, they would still refer to you as the 14-year-old.
That's smart. That's a good idea.
Tyson is a marketing genius.
I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Okay. Well, I know some lawyers. I'll get you in touch.
Good.
Well, you're so mature on the court, and you really don't show your age whatsoever. And I actually want to be the first person to tell you that because you are 14, that gives you license to straight up throw your paddle and throw a temper tantrum right on the court when things don't go your way. And everyone will just say, she's 14. What do you expect?
That's true. If it gets to that point, I'll think about it, and I'll blame it on you. I'll say
not on me though. Not on me.
No,
I'm not.
I'll say the Dink Guy told me it was okay.
I'm not a Dink Guy.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that actually. So when you're at tournaments, everyone goes, "There's the 14-year-old," or "There's the mother-daughter duo." Mm-hmm. When I'm at tournaments, you guys walk around, and even your dad does now, your husband does now. They just go, they point at me and they shout from like across wherever we are.
Dink
Guy.
Dink Guy.
I'm like, I have a name.
Yeah, I know. And remember, I didn't know it the first time I met you, and I said, I call you the Dink Guy, but what's your name? And you said Thomas, and I said, I still have to call you the Dink Guy.
You should take Tyson's advice and change your name to the Dink Guy, and I'll change mine to the 14-year-old.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like it. This is good stuff.
Yeah, I think we'll get a discount from whatever lawyer is going to do the name change for
one.
us too. Two for one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys just signed with Octagon Management, but I'm thinking that maybe you should re-sign, or you should leave them and sign with Tyson and Thomas, because this is pretty good. This is pretty good stuff we're giving you right now.
That's too much pressure for me, though. Honestly, Like I can just imagine like 4 weeks down the road and them calling and be like, have you done anything for us? I was like, yeah, I'm
Get you
just
on
a
the
thinker.
podcast again.
Yeah, I can get you on the podcast anytime you want to be on there. That's exactly right. Oh, maybe this will work out. Yeah, so I have you guys scheduled for the podcast in early January and then again in late February. So hopefully that's enough for you.
Perfect.
Great. That's why we pay you the big bucks.
Yeah, I am still waiting by the mailbox for that check.
Yeah.
You probably talk about your pickleball history a lot, but our listeners are vast and wide, and some of them probably haven't heard the origin story of the Waters. What is your background? How did you get into pickleball? Did you move from tennis? Yeah.
So 7 years ago when it was about
30
The homeschool. That's the homeschool right there.
So in 2017,
Yeah, you were 10.
I was 10, and Hurricane Irma came to Florida. And at this time, I was playing tennis and soccer. Those were my two sports. And mom was playing tennis too. And Hurricane Irma came to Florida, and we evacuated to Pennsylvania, where her dad, so my grandfather, lived part-time. And we were there, and we really didn't have much to do except I was doing school, and I definitely didn't want to be doing that. So I was looking for something to do. And he was like, do you want to play pickleball?
And we were like, not really,
No.
because we were both tennis players. And the only thing that we had ever heard about pickleball was like, it was an old person's thing that they played at the villages in Florida. It really, it wasn't.
Yeah, I thought it was actually like you hit a pickle over the net. Like, I'm not kidding you. I was 10, and that's what I thought.
Yeah, and so he talked us into it, and we ended up being in Pennsylvania for 2 weeks because our electric was out that whole time in Florida. And literally we played one time, and for 2 weeks we played all day every day, like for 2 weeks straight. We were completely
like morning,
hooked.
noon, and night. Like,
and it wasn't like
day.
we were playing with young people. We were playing with my dad and his retired friends, and we still loved it. I mean, we legit loved it.
Yep.
And so as soon as we came back to Florida, we went to Delray Tennis Center where we were playing tennis, and we didn't even know it, but there were pickleball courts in the back. And we went back there, and they kind of took us in and showed us the ropes. And that there was a tournament like 2 months from then.
I played 3-0.
Annalie played 3-0. I played 4-5 with my dad. And
you guys won too.
And
I won 3-0.
But I mean, that's sort of like how it all began. I mean, we didn't even know at that point that there was such thing as pro, pickleball, and
was there?
We just loved it. There was. They had a pro event at the Delray tournament.
Yeah, my mom actually played in it.
I played in it in women's. Got absolutely annihilated.
No. She played Andrea Coop and Maggie Remenzi first round, and you went 3 games.
Yeah, but after that,
we went 3 games with them, which was pretty good.
But yeah, so the pros had just started, and people like Coop and her sister were playing, and at that point, and they were really good. And I just remember thinking, like, I want to get better at pickleball.
And you were also like, what's a third shot drop?
Yeah, I had never seen a third shot drop like Andrea was hitting me. I was like, what is this? Because I was just playing tennis out there at that point.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, we were hooked from the first time we walked on the court.
Okay, so then tell us the road from that point to get to where you are now. Are you drilling every day? Hold
on. This is like rehearsed. You guys have this rehearsed. There was a moment there where you're like, you had some quote like, do you want to play pickleball? And Annalie, you looked over at your mom like, this is your point to enter. This is where you start.
Well, we may have done this once or twice before. We may have told this story once or twice before.
I really haven't kind of told the road much, though. This is a new part.
Right,
my road was much longer than Mom's road. So
okay.
So I started out at 3-0 my first tournament, and actually in the middle of the tournament, they bumped me up to 3-5.
True.
Because the ladies I was playing were not happy that I was in 3-0.
Okay.
So
and how did you feel about that?
I was confused because the tournament director had self-rated me at 3-0. So she put me in the 3-0, and then she was like, no, in the middle of the tournament, you're 3-5. So
had you been winning everything? Had you won every game?
So I'd won every game and every match in the 3-0 women, and now I had to play 3-5 mixed. And we won one match maybe. We didn't do as well in 3-5 mixed. So the next tournament comes, I play 3-5 women's with my women's partner, and I might have played 3-5 mixed with William Sobek, I think.
Okay.
So I won both of those. Then I moved to 4-0 my next tournament. Same thing, women's and mixed. Won that. Then I moved to 4-5, and this is all in like a span of months, like a couple months,
Probably.
with tournaments. So I just kept moving up one level. My women's partner had stayed the same from 3-0 to now we're at 4-5, and her
Who is-
name's Stacy Townsend.
Yeah, she's the pickler. She does the pickler stuff.
Right,
So,
right.
Okay.
so that was Annalie's first doubles partner.
And we moved up to 5-0 at US Open, I'm pretty sure. Was our last tournament together, and we played 5-0 and we won that. So like we only lost one match ever as a team, which is kind of cool as we moved up the levels. But
Yeah,
so
it
like
took about a year and a half.
it took about a
probably.
year and a half. But then after, it might have actually been before the US Open win that we had in 5-0. My mom's partner like backed out of her at Texas, and she asked me like, "Do you want to play? And we can just like try it out." So we were like,
Not thinking it was going to be a disaster.
yeah, we thought we weren't going to do well, but it was going to be fun or a good experience. And we got second.
And
And
we
we-
lost to Sarah Ansberry and Lucy Kovalova in 3, and Annalie was 11,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, whoa.
Yeah.
So we were like, let's try this again.
Yeah.
And I think the next tournament was Simone's tournament, where we ended up playing Simone and Corinne and double dipping them in the finals. And at that point, we were like, okay, we're
Wait, was that in 2019?
that was
Yeah.
I think it was the
20. It was
January of 2019. Yeah.
Whoa. You
I'm a-
guys even think together.
I actually just somebody just sent me a clip from that match.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I was just about to post it. Yeah, it's
Oh.
assuming it's the same one. It's you two.
Are we wearing
versus
green shorts?
Yeah, are we wearing
Corinne
green
and
shorts?
Simone. No, you're in all orange, Annalie, and then
Oh.
Wrong one, Thomas.
Am
Sorry,
I
that's
in
wrong
orange
audio.
shorts?
No, but you are in neon shoes, Leigh.
Yeah.
This might have been was it at TOC maybe?
I don't know.
No, because when we played them the first time, we were wearing black shirts and green shorts.
It could have been Las Vegas.
Maybe.
Yeah, I
Is
think
this
it
why
is
you do
Vegas.
all your
It looks like
outfit
Vegas.
changes so you can remember the exact
Exactly. We
moment?
want to know. We want to know
pin
what.
it to the outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Smart.
remember I had mint chocolate chip ice cream after we won, and it matched my outfit. So
Okay.
That's
Really
a thing.
smart.
That's a thing.
Every
too.
memory is attached to an outfit.
and
Or ice cream.
Or
was
ice
it?
cream. Yeah. So you have to go out and get matching ice cream to really make the memory stick.
Exactly.
And this is what they teach you in school now?
It is. It's the homeschooling way.
Yeah, wow. This is incredible, an incredible technique. So every time I meet somebody, I have to go get matching ice cream with them, matching their outfit so that I remember their name for the rest
There
of
you
my life.
go. There you go.
Really good. Okay, so then you guys started playing together, and then at that point you were just like, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And then up to this
And
point.
we had a successful 2019. We won Tournament of Champions.
Mhm.
We won
and
2 out of the 3 majors, nationals. We didn't play US Open together that year.
because
No.
Annalie had already committed to her partner, and I had already committed. I was playing with Catherine. Catherine and I got bronze, I think, that year, and you won 5-0 that year, 2019. But then we played TOC together. We won that, and then we went on to nationals and won that. And we felt like we were like going straight up. We were on the top. We were so looking forward to 2020, and then boom, COVID happened.
Man.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we literally did not play. We didn't practice. We didn't play. Nothing.
I just played soccer that
for the
whole
whole
year.
year.
Yeah.
Was it because it was shut down, or just because you didn't have time, or just you taking a break,
Just
or
because
what?
we were like afraid to really play with anybody. We probably should have drilled more together too.
Yeah, because we were waiting till there was so much unknown, and my parents lived
Right.
like right next to us, and my mom homeschools Annalie. So we literally did nothing except for Annalie was allowed to go to soccer practice. But that was it. We didn't do anything, and we kind of thought that everybody else would kind of not do anything either.
And
but-
then we were like,
But the
whoa.
tour went on, and everybody pretty much played. And so when we came back 2021, our first PPA tournament in Mesa, we were in a bad place, and we didn't know it. But we got out there, and we were like, "Whoa! Everybody's better. Everybody's hitting the ball harder. Everybody was weighting up their paddles you know, and we
I
were
was
like,
still
what?
playing with my 7-2 paddle.
Yeah, I
Right,
mean,
right.
Oh, this
we
is
were just
interesting.
shocked. Yeah, we were just shocked.
So what weight are your paddles now then? Come on,
I
give us.
call my paddle the weapon.
Annalie's paddle is 8.7 and mine is 8.4.
Okay.
So
That
we,
means-
It's a big jump.
we both
Yeah, that
made
means
a big
Annalie
jump.
and I both have the same arm strength because mine is also around 8'7".
But yeah, we realized we had a lot of work to do after that first PPA tournament.
But that was earlier this year. That was
Yeah.
most of this year, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
correct. So we still
Even in Tampa, we still were not.
I think it took us probably.
It
till
took
the
us
middle
until
of the year.
Atlanta. I
Yeah,
would say Atlanta. was
So
that
what did you
first
do to
one.
catch up to get back up to that point?
We weighted up our paddles. We started
Okay.
playing more.
We started playing a lot more. We started drilling, which we had never done in the past.
Yeah,
before,
drilling is so
ever.
boring, right?
It's so boring. We don't drill here at the PicklePod.
Yeah, I'm anti-drilling because it's for
Our
me.
drill to play ratios are 0 to 100.
Yes. Yeah.
That's how we used to be too. We used to be like, "What's the point of drilling?" Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
But we've
nerds
actually we actually have figured out a pretty
fun
way to do
drill.
it.
Yeah, we like drill with 3 people instead of 2.
Oh, I was
We
going to
need to know,
I was going to say, don't reveal your secrets to all the other pros that are tuning in specifically.
To know our practice drilling session.
Yes, exactly. So it's a 3-person drill. Who is this secret third person?
Stacey Townsend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And the whole thing is games. So tons of different situations. You're always in a different
Yeah.
position on the court. Sometimes you're at the net, sometimes you're back.
But we make them
Um,
games so that it's like you stay.
And it gets
focused.
really competitive. Like nobody
Yeah.
wants to lose. Like
When
the
you're
three of
on
us.
yourself, like by yourself, you never want to lose.
Yeah. Even
Okay.
when you're with your
Yeah, but
partner,
it's
you never
even
wanna
more
lose.
so when you're by yourself on the other side.
And so we figured out a way to make it fun. We do it with a really good friend of ours. And it's competitive, so it keeps us focused because otherwise when we go out and drill, it's hard to stay focused.
Yeah,
Like you say, you start to get a little bored and
You're just like, let's just play games.
let's just play games.
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
Okay. Smart. Very smart. And are you drilling or playing every day pretty much?
No.
No,
Um,
so like in 2019, I was playing 1 to 2 times a week.
Okay.
And then in 2020, I was playing like 0 times a week.
Okay. That's a
And then-
drastic drop off.
And then in 2020, I would say still at the beginning of the year, I was playing like twice a week.
2021.
Or 2021, I was playing twice a week.
Okay.
And then more like in the summer or like later in the summer, maybe like a couple months ago, I started playing more like 4 times a week.
Okay,
You
so
still got 3 days to work with. Warning other pros.
Tyson,
only
is this
what?
building your confidence here? The fact that it's pretty obvious that if you have a very poorly weighted drill to play ratio, that you can become one of the best doubles teams in the world. We should start playing together again. Continue to not drill,
Okay.
only play matches, and who knows? Maybe we could win nationals by this time next year.
And do you think we should only play once to twice a week, which is
There you
what I'm
go.
currently doing. So I
Well, let's
do
just go
have
0
about the same
times a week.
workload as the Waters already. 0 times a week, you think, like they did in the 2020?
Well, we'll take what they
Don't-
did.
I
and just
don't
do it
advise-
that way.
Yeah, I would.
I don't advise the 0 times.
But maybe that's like a hard reset for us. Maybe we need it to forget all our bad habits.
There you go.
Maybe.
There you go.
I have a
So,
question. So throughout
finally.
this journey, I mean, you guys probably show up to random pickleball courts here and there. I don't know if you realize this or not, but you guys are decently unassuming looking. Do you have any good stories of like showing up to a pickleball court? You're like, yeah, we want to play.
Placing
You
the
end up
big
playing
bet.
these people. They think nothing of it. And then you just absolutely stomp them.
You did that.
I've done it a couple times. One time I had like,
You were going to soccer.
I was going to soccer and we went to the wrong soccer field, but we were really early. And there were pickleball courts there. And I had my I might have even played in my cleats. It was,
That was great.
or barefoot. I did something and I had I didn't even have my paddle.
No, she just walked
I just
up
walked up and I was
said,
like,
"Can I play?"
can I play? This was right after we beat Simone and Corinne in 2019. And they were like, sure. They had no idea like
Right.
anything was going on.
They were like explaining to her the paddles
and
like,
the
this
rules.
paddle.
Yeah, like this is what you're so I was like, okay. So we go out there, and I play with this guy, and I totally annihilate the other team. And they're like, "You're really good." And I was like, "Well, I just beat the #1 team in the world. I play pro." And they were like,
That was
What?
probably so fun.
it was really fun. And then I was like, "Sorry, guys, I got to go play my soccer game now."
Right. This is
You
like
missed an
Uncle
opportunity.
Drew.
Well,
where-
Thomas,
This
she
is
missed
like
an
Uncle Drew
opportunity
where-
to say
Oh,
that was my first time playing.
I should have done that. I'll do that next time.
Okay. Thomas, now with your thought.
Nope. I don't.
Was your thought better than my thought or worse?
It was, it was gonna be like a average joke, and
Okay.
I think you closed out that thought better than me. So
Okay. I knew it was good. So, because that's what I say. Like, if anybody's like, "Oh, you did okay," I'm like, "Oh, that was my first time." Then it makes it even better. And I also hear some other life hacks you can take is I tell people I'm older than I really am, just so they'll tell me I look young. And Annalie, you can't use that yet, but I'll be like, "Oh, I'm pretty good for a 52-year-old," and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you look 45," and I'm like, "I'm only 42." So sometimes it does backfire.
We're the same age if you're really 42.
I'm 42.
Same age. Wait.
How do you have a 14-year-old daughter then?
Being 42.
Just kidding. I had kids late. I know.
I was 27 or
Yeah.
20. You were 27.
I was 35 or 36. We're the same age. That's pretty cool. Twins?
Twins, maybe.
Maybe. So, yeah, the other thing I like to do is when somebody compliments me on my clothing, I tell them I made it myself.
Well,
Which you guys are
actually do
famous
that.
for making your own clothes,
Say
right?
that. We can actually say that. Yeah. It's pretty cool. We've had a lot of fun with our clothes this year.
One thing we didn't get to do is I wanted to do a sprinkle skirt, but
Like
that,
with ice cream sprinkles on
with
it?
like sprinkles on it, but
Yep.
Mom nixed that idea right away.
Yeah.
So
Why?
she just said nobody would buy it.
What?
I know, right? I would buy it.
That's what I'm saying. So in that
Maybe
moment,
that's
Annalie, what you
2020
got to do
too.
is, as your mom's like, nobody will buy that, put them up for sale, buy them all yourself secretly, and then throw them in the garbage. At least you won. You won the
Exactly.
argument.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I think she wins most arguments anyway. So
I'm a very good argumentee. So
Is debate one of the classes you're homeschooling in?
it should be. Should be.
it should be. I'm pretty good at it. That's how I get all the
Um,
calls at pickleball.
You've convinced me. Thomas, are you still there?
I'm here. I'm just hiding.
Okay. Yeah, Thomas's camera isn't working, and he's bummed because he's in Florida right now, and he said he has such a great tan, and he's sad that he can't show it off to
Where are
anybody.
you? Where are you?
you?
I'm down in Key Largo, but it sounds like maybe you guys want me to come to wherever you are. We'll play, and I can, I can help you guys improve your game.
You should come to Delray.
We can drill.
Cool.
Well, I already told you I don't drill.
How long are you willing to travel to drill, Thomas?
Well, I have a strict no drilling policy, so
Okay.
not happening.
Nowhere. Yeah.
I actually have to fly back to Detroit tonight too, which is
That's sad.
not exciting. Yeah, it is. I'm not
Are
exactly
you saying
happy.
that based on the weather or based on this specific city?
I haven't been to Detroit since junior tennis, so I'll say the weather.
Okay. Good answer.
Good political answer. But yeah, I've been in Florida for a couple weeks now. But last week's episode, I looked so pale, and now I finally have that tan I've been working on. I was excited to show it off this episode, and camera doesn't work. So.
Aww.
That's okay though, because tans aren't all they're cracked up to be. For this is the younger participants of this conversation. You should take care of your skin young, so
Yes.
it looks young when you're old.
Yes.
I need to start doing that.
If I have imparted any wisdom upon you today, I hope it's that.
Yes.
And what's coming up for you guys?
So 2022 is coming up. I'm
Yeah.
turning 15 next month. Sadly.
Ooh.
So she's
Ooh,
gonna
I
be
think
the
we're going to have to make a
15-year-old
pretty big
Phenom.
amounts of that so that we can get the vernacular correct on it with all the fans.
Yes.
And that's true.
Or
but
maybe make shirts that say I'm 15 now, damn it.
but it's going to be nice because we have like 6 weeks off, which is.
But my birthday is the same week as the first tournament back. It's like 2 days before or 1 day before my singles that I play.
Okay.
So
Which is what tournament?
the Phenom, is it the
the
Phenom?
PPA, the JW Marriott PPA tournament.
Desert Ridge.
Yes,
Desert
Desert
Ridge.
Ridge.
Okay.
Yep, and that'll be the first tournament that she and Ben will play together, which will be exciting.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Nice.
So will you guys lose? Maybe you should like think about which matches you're going to throw or which tournaments you're going to throw just to keep people interested.
No,
Is gambling going to be involved at that point? Because I feel
I don't know. I don't know
think
when
so.
it starts.
I don't
thought it was
think
like
so,
beginning of
but
January,
hopefully.
but I don't know.
yeah.
I
We'll
feel
find
like
out.
there's so many things that need to be regulated though before the gambling
First,
starts.
yeah, they
I don't
are
think
going to
it's
have to
gonna
regulate. Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, know
But
how
does
they're
the
gonna do it, so-
regulation does the regulation come in first, or does the gambling start and then the regulation follows the gambling as they
Maybe.
realize that there's holes that need to be plugged?
Maybe.
I heard some pros are saying they're just going to quit playing pickleball and start betting on pickleball because they know everything about everybody. So they're just going to start betting and see where it goes.
But wouldn't you rather bet and also play? I feel like you'd have a huge advantage at that point.
That's true.
Right. It'll
But-
be interesting once that starts, though. See how it all plays out.
Sure. I talked about that in a former podcast because I was in a sport that did have gambling on it, and talked about like the fans coming up and like gauging your health before and just like looking at your leg muscles and pinching your arms to see your body fat and all that stuff. And you're like,
Oh my
duh, leave me alone, old man.
Yes, the old Belgian men with
The old
cigarettes and
Belgian
mayonnaise.
cigars. Yeah. Mayonnaise, fries, and cigars. I was a pro cyclist. I don't like to say that so much on the podcast because I keep getting harassed for it by the fans for talking about it too much. But that's my background. So that's what I'm familiar with.
Okay.
So, yeah. So there'll be a lot more of that probably, kind of like, they'll parade all the players out so that the gamblers can see them and then have to do a twirl. Ben Johns will have to do a twirl and a curtsy and then go back into the stables, behind, and then everybody places their bets and then the games will ensue. That's my vision.
Sounds legit. I like it.
does.
Okay, good. Okay, so Desert Ridge. Desert Ridge, first tournament back. Will you be 15 while playing or after?
I will be 15 while playing.
That's the perfect time for this I'm 15 years old shirt.
Yeah.
And have you been playing with Ben? Are you going to play with Ben more right now, like leading up to that, or are you just going to like jump into it?
Yeah, so I haven't played with Ben before. I played him against him in singles before, but I've never actually like played
In singles.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
Practice,
the MLP practice. Yeah. But I've never played with Ben before, so he's coming down for a couple days to practice with us.
Okay, he'll be the third person in the drilling sessions.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, number 3 for third wheel from before. Ben's the new third wheel.
For a few days, yeah.
Yeah, for a few days.
No, but
And-
I think they need to because
Everybody else that's pretty much playing together in mixed next year has already played a lot this year, and they've got when you play with somebody for the first time, no matter how good you are, it's still kind of like you got to figure them out a little bit.
yeah,
so.
Ben definitely takes a lot of court, so she'll have to get used to like that and sort of his patterns and that sort of thing. So
Yeah, you don't want to clunk heads with him on the kitchen line. That would look bad with on TV it would be a highlight for
Ben's
sure.
also got to learn how to play the right side, so that might take him a couple
Yeah,
days.
definitely. He's going to learn that. You can drill him for that down there.
Yep.
I'm excited to see it. Okay. Anything else? We're going to let you go because you've been so generous with your time and you probably have homeschool to get back to.
Thank you for taking me away from homeschooling for a little bit.
You're welcome. And as your new management, I guess, I can probably get you out of school once a month for podcast interviews.
We would appreciate
Yes,
that.
I would. Very much
Okay.
so.
Very cool. Thank you, Leigh
for
and
having us
Annalie,
on.
and good luck in 2022. We'll be rooting for you. And
Thank
if you ever
you.
find yourself in Mesa, Arizona, let me know. I mean,
Is that
Phoenix
where
is
you
close
are?
enough. I'm in Mesa, yeah.
Cool. Have you played at that Legacy place yet?
It's not open yet. No, the courts are in. I don't think the nets are up, and it's supposed to be ready like the first of the year.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to see that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm excited too, because all I've seen is all the posts and stuff. But my HOA here has a bunch of courts that you can reserve. So I'm a homebody. If I have to go further than a mile from my house, I get agitated.
We know the feeling.
yeah, we feel the same way.
Good. Okay. Thank you so much, Thomas. Any closing words for the Waters before we let them go?
Yeah, get working on that sprinkles outfit. I think that's going to be a hit.
All right, we're on it.
Okay, deal.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
you. Bye.
Nice to meet you. Bye. All right. That was fun, Thomas.
God, they were so boring. They have no chemistry.
They were so fun. And all I could think about was like...
I always like to, when they're still sitting in the waiting room, I always like to say something like slightly negative and just see the reaction.
Oh, because you can see them still too?
Yeah, right.
See, I can't see them, so I don't know what's going on. But that chemistry is like, I always have felt, and I've said this before on the podcast, is that there's got to be a huge advantage to being able to train with your doubles partner as much as they're able to, work with each other and see each other every day. So yeah.
No, they're impressive, dude. That's it's crazy what they've been able to do, and Anna Leigh is going to be around for forever. I was talking to her dad, and he was saying that I think for a long time everybody thought that, and I meant to ask them about this. Everybody thought Anna Leigh would just go back to soccer or go play soccer in college, but I think her dad was just kind of indicating that she's really got the pickleball bug right now, and he could see her actually deciding that no, pickleball is my future and not soccer. But we'll see if that happens. He didn't say definitively, but I think everybody agrees that it would be great if she stuck around for a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's been fun. And it's been fun to watch them, especially knowing like they're a mother-daughter duo. And and you also, I guess, have ties to Steven now because he wears a Dink hat everywhere he goes.
Yeah, apparently I sponsor him. Apparently the Dink sponsors him. But he's a great guy as well. Whole family school.
Yeah. What we got going on in the news?
Well, it looks like somebody's walking into the condo right now. So give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Hello.
Is that your mom?
No. And you know what's funny is I grabbed this this condo specifically so nobody would walk in, and of course that's happens.
Where everybody wants to be.
That's what happens when you're away from the studio, though. Never know what's going to happen.
You don't. It's a wild card.
So that hoodie you're wearing is pretty legit. I think of all the Fila stuff you've worn so far, I like that one.
Yeah, this one's great.
I'm a fan of that one.
Sleeves.
Nah. See, they always overdo. I think there's a little simplicity. I like that front part. Yeah. There's a lot of action on the sides. I think it should just be the front part. But
it's just one side though. And
I don't design clothes for a reason. So
yeah. No, I like it. It's very cozy too. So it's perfect. What do we have happening in the news? Yeah, what went on with the newsletter? We had Nationals last weekend.
Yep. Nationals was, I don't know. Nationals was like, there was just a lot of people missing and felt like, I don't know, just didn't feel like quite the Nationals that you would expect for something that gets as much hype as it does. But it was still good pickleball. And I don't think there were many surprises. It was kind of run of the mill stuff. But
yeah, it was. What was people were missing because of vaccine stuff, but is there more to it than that? Like, is the prize money not as much as some of the big tours are offering these days and stuff like that?
I don't know. People
are tired. It's the end of the season. You know, if you're not feeling it too, there's something to say there as well. I know that from previous experiences in my life that sometimes you just got to end the season because you're done. And so, yeah, that'll be interesting to see next year where the U.S. pickleball stuff is at compared to the PPA and the APP. We saw double winners in Leigh.
Yeah,
Waters.
no, there were a few players who won
Two.
double gold, and two senior pros who won double gold, one of which won a triple crown. But Riley Newman won gold in mixed and men's. Tyson McGuffin won gold in men's and singles, and then Leigh won gold in women's doubles and women's singles. So that was cool to see. But again, like, not to take anything away from those wins, but like there just wasn't as stiff of competition as you would have thought. But no, it was still great pickleball. And then just to give them a shout out, Dane Gingrich had 2 golds, and then Jennifer Dawson had a triple crown. Jennifer Dawson, the wife of Steve Dawson, who put together the Pickleball Master Course, and she's also in that Pickleball Master Course.
Okay.
And again, code the Dink, get you 10% off. And it's like probably the easiest gift you could get anybody in your family right now. It's like just make them better at pickleball.
Yeah, I think so. I think if I were to receive a gift, it would just be to be better at pickleball. That's what I would want
without having to
holidays.
do the drilling, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Strict requirements when it comes to the ratios.
Correct.
But okay, so some kind of like big news that just dropped is,
let's hear it.
We just threw it up on a blog, is Simone Jardim is going to be retiring after the 2022 season. So
wow. Okay.
We got one season left.
Swan song. Who's she playing with on mixed?
I don't know who she's playing with this year in anything, because Ben went to Leigh. Lucy is playing with, man, who is Lucy playing with? I remember it's a really interesting team, but I know she's playing with somebody else. I have to think about it. It'll come to me. But yeah, so Simone, I'm not sure who she's going to play with in mixed or women's, and I doubt she does many singles events. I think the reason she's going to be retiring is because she's just facing a lot of adversity when it comes to like injuries and issues like with her knees and stuff like that. She had kind of slowed down toward the end of the year after having a really, really strong start. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But I would just say, in terms of all these different partnerships, that is what I'm most excited for in 2022, is to just see these different names playing together. And I think it's just going to make everything that much more interesting.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think that I think it's probably always fun to see the mix-ups and shake-ups, but it seems like this year there are a lot of those shifts and shake-ups and stuff. And as we've seen the space get more competitive with the pros, it's going to be really fun to see these almost quote-unquote super teams, so to speak, Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Leigh and Ben are
a super team.
Definitely a super team.
Yeah.
I think Matt and Lucy will stay together. I think Matt and Lucy could give them a run.
Yeah.
Lindsay and Riley always are great together.
That's right. But we also have Jay and Jesse, right?
Crap, I don't know. We said it on a previous podcast, but it's just not. I told you earlier, I'm very foggy today. I think
you are very foggy. I'm pretty sure it's Jay and Jesse, and they're also going to be up there in the mix at all their events that they go to. And there's a lot of people that are now there, so I'm excited to see that as well, and see how it shakes up. And I would love to see a very competitive top end where we don't get the same winner every week.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I don't agree, dude. I'm one of those people who always roots for somebody to be great, and like I always root for the LeBrons of the world, the Tigers of the world.
They're the
I'd
easiest
like
ones to
see.
get right. Is that what it is? Is like you want to be right, and you're like, I know that LeBron's probably going to win, so why wouldn't I?
No. I think they just like represent something to strive for.
Okay.
And that like being great is something that you can do if you put the work in. It's always a compelling story, and it's just fun to watch. So I'm always
Very
that
good.
person. I don't like to watch I do like when underdogs win, but I don't necessarily like upsets just for the sake of not seeing the guy who wins all the time lose.
Right. Okay. You like upsets that the upsetter has earned and has shocked the world by doing something amazing rather than the favorite underperforming.
Correct.
Okay. I'm on board with you there. I think that a true victory by an underdog earned is really something special and spectacular. What else do we have?
Pickleball just getting a ton of hype right now.
Oh, did you see that Bloomberg article? I guess I was in it.
Bloomberg, yeah, you were again. Bloomberg, and dude, it is so painful. It's like we're always like all these articles hint at us, but they don't mention us. They even mentioned specifically your podcast in Pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
Any chance they want to like just maybe include the name, like throw me a bone here, throw us a bone, and then they hyperlinked 2 podcasts, and they hyperlinked Tyson McGuffin's podcast.
Okay,
and I love that podcast, but it's painful that it wasn't.
But it's not ours.
It wasn't mine.
Yeah,
wasn't yours.
Don't worry, we'll get you there. We'll get you there.
Yeah.
And it's only a matter of time. Besides, we're already the front runners and voice of pickleball. So, like, throw others a bone once in a while, right?
You're darn right. And by the way, to keep us on top, go ahead, follow on Spotify, subscribe on Apple Pods, please. Again, I say it every episode. But seriously, that helps us a ton. And leaving reviews, leaving comments, that means the world to us and really, really helps us with our growth. So please, if you like it, subscribe.
Yes, we give you this free content for you to digest and listen to on your commute, whatever. If you like what we're doing and support what we're doing and want to keep supporting us, don't send us money. We're not asking for that. But just like and comment and review, because that helps us keep doing what we're doing.
All right. Actually, like a good amount happening over the past week. But just to close out, like all the hype that pickleball is getting right now. Yeah, the Bloomberg thing kind of like started it off, but then all these other publications just piggybacking off of Bloomberg. And a bunch of people were like forwarding me this email this morning. But the Hustle, which is what I legitimately modeled the Dink after when we first launched. So one of the biggest newsletters, their subject line, and they had this whole section. It was Pickleball is booming. Front Office Sports, which is a major sports publication, has tons and tons of readers. They also did a segment on it, and a lot of other smaller publications. So it's just cool to see, okay, pickleball's in the spotlight, getting its credit because media companies, brands, everybody's just trying to cash in on what they're calling, and this was the coolest part, what they're calling and what has been coined the pickleball gold rush.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, it's labeled as the fastest growing sport in the country. Whether or not that's accurate, I don't know. It's very fast growing. I know from my own personal experience.
Accurate, sure.
I know from my own personal experience that people fall in love with it the second they try it, which means that it's only going to continue growing. And it's a sport that you can keep revisiting and not grow bored of, which again lends strength to that statement. So I think it's the gold rush, but I don't think it's manufactured. I think it happened naturally because people are experiencing so much joy and pleasure from playing and learning the game.
Yep. All right, a couple quick things. So I think we mentioned in the last pod that Thomas Wilson signed with Electrum. Leigh Jansen signed with Franklin. So good for her. Definitely well deserved. And just as somebody who is like big time singles player, I know just like having that paddle, it's going to help her game. I think was she with like Engage before, maybe? I don't know. But good for her. Congrats, Leia. Let's see. All right. Do me a favor. Can you jump on Google really quick?
Yeah.
Google Miami Dolphins quarterback. And then I want you to try and read that name out loud.
Is it Tua?
What's the last name?
Oh. Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I mean, when you sound it out, like
well, because I know that
section by section, you get it right. That was not fun. You're supposed to just take a shot at it.
Oh, well, I know that.
Butcher.
I only know that because Pacific Islanders, their names are generally very phonetic, so that if you sound it out, you'll get it fairly close.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So like if you just look at it as like Tago Vai Loa, you say it perfectly. Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah. But I think even the A and the I would be separate, are they not? It's not Vailoa.
It's like Vailoa, like
Vailoa.
Vail.
Okay,
so that part might trip people up. Just a lot of syllables.
Right.
But no, he was spotted on the pickleball court, as was Tony Finau, who's like the 14th ranked golfer in the world. So just more athletes like getting on the court. And that's always good because people are going to talk about it.
Yeah, no, it keeps getting more and more. And that's good for everybody. Everybody in the sport is benefiting when the sport is introduced to a wide audience, because now we have more people to play with and and more eyes on the sport.
Yep. Let's see. Yeah, no, I think that's kind of like, that's everything we got this week. What's going on with you?
Not a lot. I recorded my Survivor podcast earlier this morning, so I'm on my 3rd hour of podcasting today, and going to take a break from that for a couple weeks and then get back to it. And then, cause this was the finale episode, and going to Utah for the holidays to see mom and dad, take my daughters to see their grandparents, and hopefully play some pickleball while I'm there. There's a really cool indoor court that I have a little access to that I'm excited to go play on with some buddies. And that's about it.
Do you still have like a lot of friends from home when you go home? Like, see,
I do, but you wouldn't understand this yet, probably, Thomas. Once you have kids, like your friends, most of your friends, even though they remain your friends, aren't your priority anymore fully.
Sure.
And so like I have a lot of friends, but I don't stay in as good a touch as I should with most of my friends. And I think it's a mutual understanding as you get older and have kids and have more responsibilities and are focused on making sure your kids are getting the best life you can provide for them. So, so I stay in touch with my closest friends. Okay. But I could do better, but I am excited to go home and see some friends and especially see family.
Right. That's good.
So, yeah. How about you? What you got coming up?
I'm just trying to navigate this move to Austin.
Yeah, that's exciting. You're going to be forced to do some drilling when you're in Austin, dude. I bet they do I bet they do more drilling than playing in Austin, a bunch more.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Dude, you're going to hate it there. It's going to suck all the fun of the game out of it for you.
No, I'm really looking forward. I just signed an apartment downtown.
Nice.
Gonna hopefully get out to like Dreamland to play. There's a lot of courts popping up, and it's just gonna be a good place to be. But I'm gonna have to start taking classes too on Mondays and Tuesdays. So
school classes, not pickleball classes, for the viewers and listeners at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. Yeah. So you're back to school. Also probably going to get some pickleball schooling in there. Still operating the Dink. You're going to be a busy man.
I am, but I'm excited.
Yeah, Busy's it's fun to be busy sometimes. So, okay. Well, good luck there, Thomas. We're excited. Hopefully I can come out and visit you and get some games in at Dreamland, but no drilling. invite me on a weekend when they're not doing drilling. And yeah, happy holidays. Are we going to be back next week, or are we taking a week or two off?
What did we decide? I thought you were the one who, is it next week we're taking off or the week? No, it's the next one. So we'll do next week.
Okay.
And then or this is what we're going to do between now and like January 3rd, we're going to do one episode. When that is, I don't know.
Just a guess.
But yeah, we'll find some time for one episode, and then so we'll basically be taking like one episode off just for the holidays and all that. So
okay, sounds good.
Cool. All right, guys, that's PicklePod. Subscribe.
Boom.